Our next guest is one of our favorites here on Your Morning. Amanda Brugel is starring in the new thriller Becky, which is being released on demand Friday. Brugel stars alongside Joel McHale and Kevin James, and calls the experience something she was able to cross off her bucket list. I want to welcome her back to Your Morning. Good to talk to you this morning, Amanda.
Oh, good morning, Anne.
Really nice to see you. Becky was set to debut at the Tribeca Film Festival. We know that's not happening because of the pandemic. Audiences instead are going to be able to rent it from the comfort of their homes. What can we expect?
I mean, everyone has been stuck inside for so long that you can expect just a scary, tense, classic horror film. And I think that everyone wants to just sort of disassociate from what's going on right now and just feel something extreme. And you definitely will feel something extreme after watching this film.
So talk to us about the scary and the tense, because Kevin James is in this movie. Those are not words that we'd usually apply to Kevin James, at least in how we've seen him until now. He's in such a different role. What was it like making this thriller with him in that type of role?
You know, it was so interesting for me as an actor, because usually when you're in movies like this with very large celebrities, you don't know what you're going to get. And he was so humble. He wanted to do the best job he could. He was asked us questions. He was so demonstrative with praise with all of our performances, and just his humility and his willingness to stretch himself was really inspiring.
So many people watching right now associate you with Handmaid's Tale, incredible role that you play there. But we want to congratulate you on your Canadian Screen Award for your guest role on Kim's Convenience. You play Pastor Nina, and honestly, like, one of my favorite characters. We're huge Kim's Convenience fans in our house. You were only 2 weeks into season of production 4. On the other show when was halted due to the pandemic. So any clue when things are going to be back up and running?
You know, no. I think that our producers and everyone that's trying to get the show together are just trying to be as responsible as they should be, and just making sure that they put the right protocols in place for when we do go back to work. Things are still so up in the air with Ontario, and because Ontario has been quite strict at slowly releasing and opening things back up, I think it will be a little bit of time, but once we get going, it's going to be an unforgettable season.
Amanda, just before we let you go, I wanted to ask you about your recent Instagram post where you said, in regards to the protests, I need to see and hear your rage, as do your children and your neighbors and your colleagues and your friends. I am hurt, we are hurting, and it's way too damn quiet. I'd love your comments as you've been watching these last 8 days of protest.
You know, I was just listening to the segment before, and unlike the gentleman that was speaking before, I am cautiously optimistic about the conversations that are being had. In the last 8 days, I have had more conversations about race, trying to educate people that really haven't wanted to be a part of this conversation because of shame or guilt, or not even really knowing how to use their voice. And so to me, everything starts at the place where we can just openly talk about race. Particularly in Canada, we just don't really address it. And so I find it's quite optimistic for us to be willing to have ugly, difficult, uncomfortable conversations, because that's really only when change can begin.
Yeah, we've had some powerful conversations here, both on the social yesterday and listening to various politicians relay their everyday experiences with race. You recently wrote in an article about what it was like for you as a Black woman when you would go and audition for roles in Hollywood, and what was left open to you and how you navigated that.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the beginning, I thought that I would just have to go along with what was required of me, sort of ghetto booty girl 1 or sassy Black woman 2. And so I started at a very early point in my career to go in and just bring that character an accent or speak in a different way than how it had been written. And I did it not as a form of protest, but just to show the people that were auditioning that there are various forms of people of color. And while I didn't get the auditions when I went out for them originally, it did start to change what people expected from me, and made them realize that I wasn't going to just fit in a box, a comfortable box for them.
I would also love to get your perspective as Pastor Nina in regards to what's happening in the U.S. and hear your thoughts on that. But we have run out of time, Amanda. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning, and best of luck with the release of Becky.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, we hope to see you in person soon. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.